Hey and welcome back to the Aquaregia YouTube channel. Today I am in Vancouver. I'm going to be staying here for a little while, so new setup. Due to popular demand, we're going to do another episode of the vinyl haul. I'm getting my Discogs stuff shipped here. I got my latest order in and we're going to take a listen today and I'll show you guys what I got. As you guys know from my last video, I've been kind of on a retro binge lately, digging a lot of kind of 90s, trance, acid, all of that kind of stuff. Last vinyl haul was exclusively 90s acid trance. This time we're mixing it up a little bit, but again, keeping it 90s, keeping it old school. We're keeping with that theme for one more episode. Bear with me. I promise I'll mix it up coming up. We're gonna do some more modern stuff as well. I have a few orders in the mail, so let's get right into it. The first record I got is this one here. It's called Quasar Sunflower. This is on 7 Stars Records. Quasar is a Dutch duo and they released this record in 1994. The first song is called Sunflower. It's a super dreamy track. Tying back to last time's episode, this is a trance record. It's really uplifting and just a very chill overall trancey tune. It has these sort of calming ASMR whispering vocals throughout. So the vocals are actually by Carl Hyde, who we all know from Underworld, super famous kind of pop synth band. You can definitely recognize his voice on the record once you hear it. I feel like this track is just perfectly suited for a sunrise set. It's dark and trippy, but soothing and calm. It cycles through so many different sounds and it layers them on top of each other so gently. It just kind of gives you a really rolly feeling to the song and just comfortably kind of guides you on this sonic trip. Overall, I think this is just the perfect track, especially for sort of a sunrise moment. So let's take a listen to the B-side. The B1 song is also really nice, though not quite as standout and emotional feeling for me as Sunflower. It still uses a lot of similar elements that were used in Sunflower, so I think it's a really nice complement to that first track. The B2 is an ambient cut that I'm personally not a huge fan of, so we're not going to take a listen to it, but you can find it on YouTube if you're curious. This one's named Starflower, and I have to say I'm a huge fan of the names on this release, Sunflower, Moonflower, and Starflower. I think naming of the tracks is really important and isn't something that people should overlook when they're putting out their own music. I think the names really help the listener to kind of remember the track and sort of forge an emotional connection with it, especially if the name is something that kind of paints a picture or a vibe in your head as you're listening. I think this release did it really well. That's sort of something I covered in the demo video on my tips on how to submit a demo to a label. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it below. So I think they just did a really nice job with the names here. They kind of give you that sort of hippie, trippy vibe to them, which I think definitely comes through in the release. And I especially like how Sun and Moonflower sort of have this dichotomy to them. And when you listen to the two tracks, you can definitely hear that they're kind of sisters and a pair and go together and sort of have a slightly different vibe to them, but they're still belong together completely. So let's move on to the next record. So this is the next record here. This one is by The Ark. It is on Crystal Records, and it has 2 tracks on it, Grey Matter and Adamus, or Adamus. I don't know how to say it. I'm definitely saying it wrong. And yeah, so let's take a listen to this one.
Rain, rain. In plain English,
This record was released in '95 on the German label called Crystal. The first track is called Grey Matter. It's this really squelchy, perfect acid track. I wish there was a dub version of this track because I'm personally not a huge fan of the vocals. I usually don't really like a lot of vocals in my tracks, but sometimes they can work really well. The instrumentals are so good. They have these swooshing pads and the really kind of light-footed, bouncy percussion. And of course, the acid. So the second track on here, Adamus. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. If you know how to say it, let me know below, please. This one is a really cool acid track. Again, it has kind of a hypnotic, deep kind of vibe to it. It's perfect for like an early morning hour peak time. It has sort of a darkish vibe to it, and the acid in the track really pulls you into kind of a trancey state. This one's probably my favorite of the two tracks on this record for the time being. So the final track I got is this one here. As you can tell by the sleeve, it's on Hearthouse Records. This is another Sven Väth affiliated label. The two tracks on here are called AD 2019 Neo Tokyo. I think that's actually the B track. And then the first one is 1988 7/16. So I think that's July 16th, 1998, Tokyo. So let's take a listen. The first one's on the picture side. They're both really, really long tracks. The first one sits at 12 minutes 45, and the second is 11:54. This is definitely a more techno release compared to some of the other stuff I've been showing you guys. This is usually kind of more my bread and butter, but like I said, I've been kind of going down a rabbit hole of 90s acid trance. Of course, Hearthouse Records is from Germany, just like Papa Sven himself. The first track has such a nice groove to it. It has sort of subtle, trippy acid touches to it, and a perfect, bubbly, acidy, stretched out breakdown, ending with some rolling snares for that maximum crowd enthusiasm. The B-side is equally amazing. This one, as pointed out in some of the YouTube comments on the upload of this track, is sort of alpha wave-esque. Kind of mimics that two-note pattern that Plastic Man has in that remix, but with different notes. Definitely gives you that same sort of vibe and feeling. And that's the Alpha Wave remix by fellow Canadian Plastic Man. That is one of my all-time favorite tracks, all-time favorite records. I play it a lot, so if you guys don't know it, definitely check that one out. This track starts out really stripped back, and then it kind of builds into this acid line and teases you over a massive 3-minute breakdown. So that's all the records this time. If you guys like them, let me know. Let me know which one was your favorite, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to drop a comment, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, like the video. I'll see you soon. Bye.